It's an important match, man, especially with Worlds coming up. Like, you cannot, you got to bring it all here. Bring it all you got.
Alpha, on the other hand, had a devastating loss on the winner's side, 0-3, against the lowest seeded team to ever make it out of pools in Halo Infinite. They didn't look good. They need to fix out whatever that mistake was. They need to fix it this time. For folks watching from the Halo stream, we have these HCS tags. Those will eventually be accompanied by gamer tags of these players. Just give it a couple seconds. It takes production a little bit to punch that in to make sure that it's all there for you, but you'll get to know who is who on each of these tags.
Yeah, you can't do it beforehand because everything swaps around and it gets all, so they do it now, and we'll have that for you very shortly. But once again, you're going to notice the MK players. I'll tell you that right now. When you swap over to Mindfreak, you'll know who's on MK.
I got the numbers here. I'll say it out loud for everyone. But over on Alpha Esports, which is your red team, 355 is going to be Leuor. 356 is going to be Acid. 357 is Noble, and 358 is Drift. Mindfreak, we got 351 as Scoobmeistr, 352 is Plasma, 353 is Wryce, and 354 as Swayz.
Okay. Sounds good. A little bit of hill time here for the side of Mindfreak. Push comes on the pipe side, and it's really just up to Scoop to just try and live there. But unfortunately, just a lot of pressure. That Battery's Hill very exposed.
So far, we're seeing long routes for Alpha to try to get back towards this hill, and Mindfreak's gonna meet them in the back pipes. This is all the fight to get possession of this hill, trying his best. Leuor standing strong, but the nades eventually catch him out, and Mindfreak starting to get those back spawns. Almost everyone's down. Mindfreak go 4 down. Alpha have the spawns. Player in hill and A. They can force the spawns of Mindfreak towards C and long haul. They're going to be prepared for this next push.
Yeah, that push is coming from long haul. Like you said, it's a lot of hill time here for Alpha Esports, but once again, you got to take care of that player on the top of A. That player on the cross, you can get through towards A, pressure in, but once again, it's Swayz who's backed off.
I love the double dilemma that Mindfreak presents to Alpha Esports. They know that spawn's happening at C and long haul. 2 players shoot out immediately, put that pressure in, and make the focus of Alpha on them. On the other side, Mindfreak sent 2 players towards Tower and A. They split their resources, divide and conquer. All of Alpha Esports fall. They have control of White Tower, and they know the next set of spawns. The flank is in. Beautiful teamwork from Mindfreak that is getting them the first hill.
Swayz is locked in here. He is not missing a shot. You love to see it. It's the first hill that goes in for Mindfreak, but it's Alpha Esports in that secondary hill. Swayz still on that tear, and I love this curb slide towards the back of what was previously that sword spot. He's going to do a lot of damage to that hill player. He will end up staying alive as well. Now they're preparing for the push on the long haul side.
Here it comes. Great shots from Swayz is going to prevent that push from really materializing in the first place. That's just 2 spread out into the wind. 1 by 1, Alpha Esports comes and Mindfreak bats them away. Swayz 8-2 to start this game. The best player in Australia already making his impact known.
It's crazy because he has 4 assists as well. Finally, he does fall, and that's going to force Scoobmeistr out of the hill. They've got to get this pressure towards the tower side dealt with, but that pressure is going to be a bit too much. It is 4 down for Mindfreak.
That expansion for Mindfreak feels good in the moment, but as players go down, suddenly Alpha Esports find themselves in a fortuitous situation. They get control of White and the hill. Mindfreak had the kills, they had the space, but it slips away from them. Alpha chunking away at this hill. This is a great moment for them to tie this up.
That's going to be really tough to break here. Once again, it's Acid towards the top of tower, trying to play his life. The trade does come through. It is Noble putting in some damage as well. He gets his own kill, and once again, they've got to take care of this player on the back of Hydro, and they do just that. Noble also not missing his shot here. Late into the tournament. All these players are warmed up.
Committing to the slays. Alpha Esports understands they have to slay first before getting into this hill. They're so close to getting it done, but being disciplined, making sure they get every kill, getting the camouflage, and ensuring that this is going their direction. Mindfreak will rotate into the next. We're tied 1 apiece.
You love to see that answer back from Alpha Esports, and with that tie, things get a bit antsy here. That hill towards the needle side is 3 down for Mindfreak, so that'll be immediate elevator control here for Alpha Esports, and you see creating space on that elevator side to make sure those spawns are contained.
hanging from the rafters. It caught acid by surprise, but all of Mindfreak trapped over by the seaside. There's no great way for them to contest this hill right away. They're going to try to coordinate a push out through multiple lanes, but it's the shock rifle that's keeping them in check. Noble was able to take down one before Mindfreak find the answer. Most of this hill going to be going into the way of Alpha already, and with these players being cut down before they can get to that contest, this almost feels surefire for Alpha.
They're just continually rotating perfectly here. They've got control of this hill, like you said. About 3 ticks left, and then they'll take it. But it is 2 down for Alpha Esports, so it comes down to Leuor staying alive in this situation. The pressure is going to be coming from the tower side. He has to live, and that pressure does come through. But they're getting the trades, and the damage output is absolutely insane. Noble with a lot of damage output there.
You just got to check your corners. Mindfreak, they see the situation. Hill almost captured. They know that it's a desperate moment for them. They don't check their corners running into the hill, and once that first player goes down, well, the rest of the push is dead on arrival. The rotation being won by Alpha as well. Wryce last alive, last to go down, 4 down for Mindfreak, and Alpha Esports have taken firm control of this game.
You can hear the energy as well. They are into this. Of course, it's a very important situation here. Qualifying for pools. Camo does come up though. This fight's gonna be very important. Leuor doing his best, takes out a player there. Now he'll get control of the C-plat side. Camo's still up, and there's 2 players for Mindfreak, but there's 2 down. Make that 3 dead. Alpha Esports guarantee the camo.
You can hear Alpha Esports getting hyped with every kill. They needed this momentum after the first series that they had to qualify an 0-3. In which they felt lifeless. This is completely different. This is the Alpha Esports that we expected to see representing for their home country of Mexico.
Scoop's got the game-changing weapon in his hand, though, and he'll get 1 with it, but only 1 bullet's left, and you know that's not going to do enough damage for that kill, so he'll have to use that bullet, but of course he'll have the timer on that shock rifle regardless. There it is used, and we'll be spawning him another minute here. Well, look at that, Alpha Esports taking this hill almost effortlessly. 3-1 the scoreline now.
And the problem with this hill is once you capture it, Mindfreak, they don't even have the ability to pressure the spawn necessary. The same spawn anchor that you have for that last hill is the same for this potential final hill for Alpha Esports. They're going to be able to chunk away at this, get 25 to 50% of the way there before there can be a real push to develop for Mindfreak. They finally get them out, but look at the time that Alpha Esports was able to accrue.
A lot of time for Alpha Esports on this very last hill, and you don't want to see that if you're Mindfreak. You also don't want to be 3 down. This is not looking good for them. It is 3 down momentarily for Alpha Esports, though, coming off a spawn, and Mindfreak will push through. It's going to be Acid once again playing his life, and we know how important these lives are, especially with Camo coming up in about 10 seconds here. That C-plat control, very important.
Gotta be patient. Noble knows that he has to be able to get through. He thrusts through the player, but recovers his teammate there to save his life. Mindfreak struggling on being able to have the numbers to even contest. It's another 4 down. And now you can feel the desperation from the side of Mindfreak. It's desperate plays that have to be made in the final moments of this game.
Yeah, Alpha Esports aren't even playing time at this point. They're gonna go to 4, and they're gonna secure game number 1.
You heard them get loud. They feel as if they're playing as a team. That was something that I felt was missing in their previous series against Eclipse Solar. Maybe took them a couple hills to figure it out at the beginning of this game, but once they did, man, they just never looked back. That's the best I've seen Alpha Esports all day.
It's crazy if you're Mindfreak right now. Obviously, you've got this Slayer coming up, and it's on Solitude, which makes that Slayer just a little bit more difficult. You've, of course, got those spawn traps. You've got the shock. You've got the camo to worry about. Things that need to be controlled, and you need to see a little bit of a pop-off out of the Mindfreak side. Alpha, you heard their energy just after every kill. Dead! Like, you know, that type of energy flowing through the comms of a team really help facilitate the, you know, the vibe in the game and help you feel dominant. And when you feel dominant, you start to dominate. It's a 4-1. That's very dominant, as you can see. 5,600 damage at the top there of Alpha Esports, and they just weren't missing the entire game.
It's important to keep that energy up, especially understanding the position they're in. This has been a long day for both these teams. We're in the waning hours of Friday, and you know these tournaments they go on a while, but being able to keep that energy up throughout the entire day was an important aspect of the game, and that was a pretty kill from Swayz, but unfortunately it wasn't enough for Mindfreak. They got off to such a hot start, but when this hill was stolen away by Alpha, it felt like the game changed.
Everything changed at that point. You got to keep your mental stabilized. And you talk about endurance throughout the entirety of this tournament, day one, and it's 100% a big factor. I don't think a lot of people really give respect to some of these pro players and top AM players that don't stop playing and play at 100% the entire day. We'll see if it's Mindfreak that can answer back in this series. Alpha, like we talked about, up 1-0 and already 2-0 or 2-1 in the game.
It was a heavy commit from Alpha Esports into Yard, understanding that they're going to not have the numbers over by Camouflage, but neither team went for it, and instead, Alpha Esports gets the big benefit. They won the gunfight, they got the thrust, but they also get away with Camouflage. Everything seems to be going right for them off the start.
That's what we need to see on the side of Mindfreak. Plasma getting a kill there, but again, it's traded out instantaneously, and now it's Drift with that camo and shock rifle combination. On top of that, a thrust to use as well. He'll use that thrust, but he will get taken out. Beautiful kill there by the side of Mindfreak. Still a very close game here, 7-5.
How Acid's working back towards his team. He found himself on an island there and understands he needs to help solidify his team's effort, and well, he gets rewarded. The one shot just can't get away. Too many players from Alpha are pestering, and well, one turns into two. A dicey angle turns into a massive double kill. Acid having a hell of a performance early on.
He continues on as well. He has the information on the spawns onto blue, and he'll provide that information to his teammate in Leuor. Leor's objective here is just to stay alive and make sure that he prevents that push through so they don't get control of that side of the map. They have a very sizable lead here. They don't want to toss any of these kills away for free. It's really just about getting trades for Alpha Esports at this point in time. Here comes the push. Great kill by Wryce there. He gets a double.
And Freak only down 4 at the moment. This is certainly position where you can find yourself quickly back into this game, but you want to do it now. You want to get these kills as you have position towards blue. You have the better angle for Camouflage. Find the kills, work this Camouflage, break down this deficit, but Leuor making things difficult, and this is a mistake you just cannot afford. You had the better position, but you do not get the Camouflage. Running away with it is Leuor, and well, he's already gotten 1 kill. Let's see if he can stack more.
Yeah, the fact that they couldn't kill him there is huge, and we'll see what he's able to do with this, what value he's able to extract from this. Still only a 2-kill game though. Alpha Esports still lead, but this camo not being as effective as you'd like. Gets a kill, which is solid, especially keeping that lead still by 2, but Mindfreak are fully in this.
Alpha, they seem a bit timid.
Okay.
They're not necessarily taking these pushes and trying to speed up this game. Even with that Camouflage, they're cautious. They played wide. They're not going through the middle of the map. They're giving a lot of respect to Mindfreak here. And well, the lead, it might not be great, but at this pace, it can feel daunting for Mindfreak to try to make up this gap. The trades have to be in, and oh my Scoob, he is unbelievable. A 1v2 pure as. There was no one else there but him. He stands strong, gets both of them, and doesn't even trade out.
That's a close range fight. We got to talk about it. It's a close range fight on M&K. It's not an easy feat. To do it against 2 players is even harder, but Scoob comes through, 6-4 with 3 assists so far in this game, and it'll be Mindfreak that take that lead off of that momentum. And they've got the shock as well in the hands of Swayz.
That was a 5-kill swing that went over to Mindfreak, and it can just turn into more. This weapon can be so punishing, especially in the hands of Swayz. He's a walking multi-kill whenever this thing's in his hands. Be careful, be cautious. Alpha Esports are not going to make the push, and this is something we don't normally see on Solitude, but at the pace of play that we're seeing, it wouldn't be surprising if this game doesn't end by a team getting to 50.
There's so much on the line, and they're playing like it, right? But at some point, you got to bring that confidence through. I like Swayz positioning there. You saw he was blocking the glint of that shock rifle on the glass, and he'll get that first kill, but the push continues on. He's still chowing though, putting damage in. Stays alive as well, but finally gets taken out, and that will be shock rifle down in the hands of Alpha.
Scoob was a monster on the other side as Swayz was having himself a moment trying to live. Scoob broke it open for his team, got the double kill, and while the rest of Mindfreak start to collapse, Acid was last alive and the score starts to expand. Scoob double positive for his team. Keep an eye on his stat lines this game. He is in the flow, finding the moments that matter for his team.
You know what I'm starting to hear too? I'm starting to hear a lot of energy on the side of Mindfreak, and that's exactly what they need. It's Wryce and Scoob getting loud in the comms, and again, very important to have that type of energy this late into a tournament. Anything to jolt your team into action is what you use.
Look at the two mouse and keyboard players from Mindfreak. We talked about Scoob double positive at the moment, but Wryce is keeping up right there with them. 9 and 6, just got his 7th death on, but the mouse and keyboard players coming in big for Mindfreak so far.
Still a 6-kill lead here. You see the push coming in from the blue side. It's gonna be Mindfreak that's ready for it though. They're not ready for it. They're taking massive damage. End up trading there. It's going to be Noble who gets an assist again. The push comes in a little bit late from the back of yard. Another 1v1 situation again, and that's what you can't have. Too many 1v1 situations.
A great coordinated push by Alpha that gets solidified by the lurking player of Leuor in the back. He stayed towards Ness and was watching the escape routes of Mindfreak. So as they pushed in and Alpha was able to shut them out of yard, it was Leuor that benefited from it, was able to get a couple kills for his team, and now just down 1.
Well, we know Scoob got the last camo. Camo's coming up very shortly here. Should be up already. Might be in position here. Mindfreak, they're on that poster side.
Dangerous.
Very important to get that shock rifle shot to work, but again, it's another kill. The trade comes out that time, but it's 2 down for Mindfreak, and that camo potentially picked up by Alpha here.
Swayz being awfully aggressive. Did not want to let them be able to get away with that camo for free, but there just wasn't anything he could do. Alpha, they're going to have at least a little bit of invisibility to work with, but they're going to have to find an angle. They've been slow on the pace all game. So far, that camo is not really playing much of an impact.
I like how Swayz is playing this, though, and puts a lot of damage in with those body shots of the shock rifle. Unfortunately, can't clean up anything. It's 2 down for each side. Plasma's going to end up going down as well. 3 down for the side of Mindfreak, and look how Drift is playing his life.
Scoob has to be careful. He dropped down to take this fight. He backs up, but he's trapped at the moment at the bottom. He's going to take a grenade to the head, but fortunately enough, it's a frag. It just bounces off. Scoob is ready to get into the front lines. Entry fragging. The punch doesn't come through, but the damage is done. Alpha Esports are going to the respawn screen, and Mindfreak has secured themselves the loop spawn.
There it is, Plasma with his teammate on the bottom of driveway there. Lots of damage comes out. Great job staying alive. The stick trade comes out as well. 39-39. We're tied up at the 40 mark. This is where things get a bit crazy.
It's the mouse and keyboard players from Mindfreak that have been holding them through. Scoob at 11 kills, Wryce at 12. They're going to finish strong. We need to see them continue on this trend. Alpha have taken the lead as we approach the end game. Can they capture the piece necessary and simplify this game state? So far, they're trapped over at yard. They don't have great angles, but they're just looking for the pick. They're looking for Mindfreak to make the mistake.
Pace slows heavily here. Here comes the push from Leuor. Lots of damage on the top center. They've got information on the player inside a dip. Leuor doesn't want to drop for this. He understands there's also a player on that U-turn side. The information is given here. But there's the kill. There's the second kill. Plasma and Wryce end up falling. They're going to push the rest here. They're going to isolate them. 3 down. Swayz the last player alive.
This is where this map can get dangerous. Once you go 3 down, the game simplifies. They know the spawns, and it's simple to collapse and repeat. Mindfreak are in a fragile position. They have to ensure that they get the first pick. Notice how they're condensed. They are stuck at blue and yard. There is nowhere they can move. They have to outgun their their opponents.
Here comes the push on the top of gold, and this is going to be really bad. There's a lot of damage that was output here. It's all about that positioning. There's a player on the bottom, though, ends up maybe getting a little bit of damage, and gets the double as well, but it's still 44-46. Alpha are leading.
Hidden, lurking underneath. He did not let his position be known, and now Alpha find themselves on the other side. 3 players trapped at blue, 1 that lurks underneath shock rifle. He needs to have the correct timing. They know where he's at. Look for Swayz. He's out at this blue window, playing dangerously with his life. He trades out, but how many trades can you afford? It's only 3 more kills for Alpha.
That shock rifle's still up as well. On board with Noble now. His teammate gets a kill on the feed. He's gonna clean up another one. 49-46. Trying to get that last kill, but now 49-48.
Able to escape. Wryce got away with his life, but they weren't able to win the shock rifle. They have no more lives, and they know that they will not be able to get this rifle. Alpha's been slow all game, but it started working towards the end. Mindfreak are going to solidify a defensive position. 54, it's Swayz. He's being awfully aggressive through the bottom. Also keep an eye out for Wryce. He's up, he's ready. They're going to try to make the play happen. No, they're not going to play reactionary. They're trying to win this game.
This player's trapped on the truck. He's down the bottom snipe now. Wryce cannot clean him up.
Focus on something else. You cannot get caught up on the one-shots. You're such a dangerous position, and they find him. It was a risky maneuver from Wryce. I like it, but it just did not work. Alpha Esports stayed strong, made sure that they collapsed on that player once they knew the position. A very tense game to start this series.
High risk, high reward positioning there by Wryce, and you know what? He got a body shot on the shoulder as well. That, to me, it looked like maybe one more shot, and that would have been a kill on the bottom of snipe. But even if he got that kill, I think he still would have died from the guy bottom dip, and that's the problem. You put yourself in an exposed spot, you're really not able to get out in time, and you end up going down, especially when it's only 1 kill needed. You can't be in that position.
We're talking about thin margins being the difference between victory and defeat there for Mindfreak. When we look at the end of this game, what you're going to see is Wryce having the opportunity for the one-shot player. He had frames of opportunity to get that kill. If he gets that kill, Alpha Esports can't be sure on their commitment to that fight. But because they get away and it forces Wryce to overcommit for that fight, suddenly they feel confident that they can spring out of their positions, get that final kill. I don't hate the play. People look at it, they say bottom mid, that's crazy to be, especially in that situation. But they're searching for their opportunity. And I like that they would rather play for the win rather than try to play not to lose. Let's take a look at how this conspires. Look, Wryce at the bottom. He's gonna have his opportunity. We're gonna slow it down when he gets into this fight. Notice how weak this player is. They start it, he goes out to the right, he spots his prey. He's gonna have a little bit of opportunity as he tries to hit him underneath. The shot doesn't land, but here we go. One shot just misses it right there. That single frame of that shot hitting the shoulder instead of the head was probably the difference between the comeback of Mindfreak and the victory of Alpha.
What I'm curious was there was another player on the driveway side when he made that play towards that guy bottom snipe. I'm curious where his teammate was after that play, because that player pushing down on the dip took 3 shots of damage, you know what I mean? And I'm curious, you know, maybe there was a miscommunication for that teammate on driveway, or maybe, like you said, they wanted to try and back up and make sure not to lose a life since they only had 1.
One thing that could have been different is knowing how much information Mindfreak had. Did they know how much position Alpha had on the left side towards this? There was 1 player. The way that Wryce plays it is he's trying not to expose himself too heavily towards his left side, but if he would have known that there was only 1 player to worry about on that side, he could have backed up behind that pillar, hit the ghost jump to double up, to isolate himself from nades and potentially stayed alive. Though that would have been very quick thinking and a very hard maneuver to pull out. It's not an envious position that Mindfreak was in at the end. And just a couple things that could have gone different for them to get that win.
This push was the big thing for me. That's what gave them that 3-kill lead towards the very end. And then all this damage output into the players inside a yard. And this is a beautiful play right here. Waiting for the player drop down. It ended up even being a double kill at this point in time as well. Caught inside of Plasma. I mean,
completely by surprise.
Yeah, that was beautiful by Plasma too. That was a game-winning couple of kills, but unfortunately not enough.
This was unbelievable by Wryce, staying alive and trying to get away, and he just was never quite able to get back towards his team. And we see that players getting up Leaving, making sure that they're prepared for this game 3. I don't blame them, right? You gotta know how much is riding on this game.
Yeah, it's just important. You always that's pretty much a rule for those that don't know, an HCS rule. After game 2, you are allowed a break if you choose to take it, and they did choose to take it.
Now, you sound like Mission Impossible there for a second. If you should choose to accept this mission.
To accept the mission. But yeah, I mean, it's very important. You need to, especially being down 0-2, you need to just take that moment. I think as a team it should be, but take that moment as a team and, you know, just relax, get back into the focus mode, sit down. You have a long game here without a Qualifier oddball. This is going to be a very long match, so you have a chance to kind of recollect yourself and bring the series back and reverse sweep. We've seen a couple today already.
Should be a long game, right? I mean,
yeah.
Be ready for the battle of attrition. Get yourself prepared. It's oddball is always well, what are the Americans like? Slobber knocker.
I don't know.
American broadcasters love the slobber knocker.
Is that what they say?
Bro. Yeah. Get yourself ready. I think this is going to be one that's going to go to a round 3, and it's going to be a deep game.
Yeah, I think the break is important, and they'll take that break. I think I honestly think Alpha Esports look really, really solid. That game 1, they looked great. Even in that game 2, when you know it came down to the wire, when it was a close game, they stood strong. They didn't overpeak. They had high ground too, which I think is so important. If you look at the positioning of both teams there, Alpha Esports was in a win condition position. That's just it. Like, they were ready to win that game.
You got bars today, man. Win condition.
Win condition position.
Rhymes.
Yes, sir.
Bars. Let me tip. Yeah. I think they're getting themselves up there, walking up. That was an insane live by Rice.
This is just, I mean, again, this is so, the shock is up, trapped at bottom snipe, but they just, like, they're all on the lower side of the map here as well. Just constantly.
Yeah, I'm wondering, maybe Rice just could never get away from bottom mid, or like just wasn't confident enough to get away.
See, they're still on the driveway side. Rice is still on that U-turn. He's stuck on U-turn. He's been in U-turn for a while now. But I still think there's a way to get away towards your teammates on loop.
Yeah, I felt like he had the timing too, which is like, in the moment, I was saying like, man, it felt like they're being aggressive by Rice staying forward. And I think this is
that was the peak. Yep, that was it.
If he doesn't peek out and like try to make too much happen,
yeah,
maybe there's an opportunity there. But we can see they're loading into the server. We're about to get ourselves.
I feel like the reason he was playing that aggressive though, to be completely honest, again, is the player on driveway. You have a player on driveway, you feel comfortable in that situation. You're like, okay, you know, if I can get out with, you know, put a couple shots in, get out as well, my player on driveway has me, because they weren't looking at the player on driveway. He didn't take any damage at all. So.
They were definitely highlighting the weak points of the setup from Alpha. It's just they weren't able to.
He didn't have any nades either. If Rice had a nade, that would have been nice as well.
Yeah, I was wondering, is there any nades on his way back? I don't think there is any nades to pick.
Nope, just on posters.
Not really a lot of frags.
Posters the closest one. So
I was wondering if there's maybe any frags up, but I don't think he ever went fully into posters.
No, not at all. Yeah, that's why it's so far away, but it was the closest one. Regardless, reverse sweep is possible. This break, you take this break to reset the mental. You take this break to, you know, again, recollect yourself. I think it's important as a group, but you know, I think they got this. I think there's a chance. But Alpha, they look really good right now. So I'm excited.
Oh, there's a sticker on our TV, and it's like right where Eli's sitting. I thought he was holding a sign up.
Hi, Eli. How you doing, man?
Yo, Eli, give a wave to the chat, Eli.
There he is.
There he is. Look at Eli. Sitting next to Baco.
Handsome man.
Yeah, everyone that's here, this is pure passion. The main stage has been done for a little bit.
we're the passion pit for a reason, baby.
Pit.
That's right.
It looks like all these teams getting locked in. Scoob's back to his seat. Looney gave the thumbs up.
This is it. Qualifier oddball, very, very long. It's going to be a long draw. But the thing about long is, like, we've already had a very long day, so this is like your test. Like, go through the whole thing, give 100%. And then if these, you know, I believe there's another chance for these two to match up after as well, right? Tomorrow in the last chance qualifier.
Yeah, it's, I'm not sure exactly how that's going to get determined on, like, who plays who.
Yeah.
These teams have basically guaranteed themselves a spot in the last chance qualifier for Worlds. That's going to be a playoff series that happens tomorrow at the end of the day. You can watch all that action here on LVT Halo. If you want to see who are the final 4 teams that will get cemented in the Worlds, you can watch that action here.
Yes, sir.
So,
shout out to everyone that came by from the Halo channel.
Also, if you're not following the channel, give us a follow. If you're on YouTube, you're not subscribed. I think it's like 60 to 70% of the people that watch us on YouTube aren't subscribed to our channel, but they watch us every stream.
That should change, ladies and gentlemen.
Subscribe to the YouTube. Sub on the Twitch or follow if you have the opportunity to. We do, if anyone's watching from the Halo stream and is checking us out for the first time, we cover everything Halo. If you ever want to watch any of the online tournaments, we haven't missed an online tournament. That there has not been a missed online Halo tournament since Halo 5.
And sometimes we have our own that we do.
And we throw our own every once in a while, some 2v2s, some Money Tuesday. Come check it out. It's a great time. Get involved in the community and watch some grassroots Halo.
Yeah, it's always great. It's always great to see the twos, the passion that comes in the twos. Sometimes we have show matches as well. There's a lot of things that LVT does, and we wouldn't be able to do it without you guys and that support. So at least the follow button, the sub button on YouTube, those things are free. Secondary, you get the Twitch primer, stick that. If you're in the crowd right now and you guys got a Twitch Prime, just pull out your phone.
Yeah, I tell you, I better see your phone open.
Let me see. But yeah, absolutely, just appreciate all the love that comes through, and it's just beautiful, man. Like you said, we're here. The Passion Pit is here.
Look at that, the map finally loading up.
I think we're loading in.
There we go. Yeah. Mindfreak on the brink of elimination. Alpha
locked.
They can taste it, man. Just one more game, and they will secure a pool play spot, the only one that would go to the Mexico region.
I have not seen an ounce of emotion on the left side at all. That's crazy.
Locked in. And none of them got up either.
None of them got up.
They stayed in their seats, ready.
Here we go.
Play this match.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3. Alpha Esports up 2-0. It's up to Mindfreak to answer back, and we're going to hop on board with Plasma to start.
Just narrowly dodges that repulse. The Plasma does connect, and it gives him the early pick. Plasma wastes no time getting that ball and moving it into the back ranks, but he has to win the one-on-one. There's pressure being pushed from both sides, and Alpha, they got the kill before the play ball happened. Mindfreak, they could be kicking themselves in this situation. Not only did they give up sniper, but they gave up free ball position. Leuor going to soak up the time.
Unfortunately, a little bit of an overextend there, and a great job of positioning and playing life by Alpha Esports. It'll be 2 down for them, though. That ball will be dropped, but it will be picked right back up on the top of tower. Very important, this position on the map, and look how much time is being milked here.
Fantastic nades from Mindfreak to push them out of the tower. That's at least going to force them to be in a worse position and play the ball off the map. Mindfreak, I think, stabilized quite quickly here. It could have been much worse. Instead, they're going to be back into the neutral game. Swayz will determine who picks up this ball.
It's wryce, the first one to attack. It is Alpha Esports to get that rotation. And I think that's so important, being able to get as much time as possible through that rotation. Finally, the kill comes out, though. It's wryce with a little bit of a spike grenade. Takes out one player, and looking for another one as well. It's actually 3 down for the side of Alpha Esports.
Swayz will be the player that picks up this ball, and they need to take space. Last time Mindfreak had ball, it was the player that had ball that felt the need to expand on the map. This time, things looking a little different, and might have a little bit of a reset. Yeah, it looks like someone from Alpha having some difficulties with their game, so
all good, all good.
On this game 3.
It takes a little bit with these resets to get back into the swing of things, though. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of like, okay, we got to get into a little flow state, right? And it just takes a little bit, but I believe it's a fresh reset here. As you can see, we do have that new feature. The score is 0-0, so we'll go back to the very beginning here, and this time it's going to be Swayz with that snipe in his hands instead of wryce. That Campbell coming up very shortly as well.
Important for Mindfreak not to get too ahead of themselves. Don't try to force anything to happen here. Play your process. Let your sniper get the kills, get your picks necessary, and get away with camouflage. They do exactly that. The damage from sniper is found and killed by the commando player. Camo snipe in their possession. This is everything you wanted.
This is just a beautiful start here, and Swayz showing he don't need an M&K. He's popping heads already. There's some more ball time as well for the side of Mindfreak, and with 3 dead for Alpha Esports, it's gonna be even more. Make that 4 down as the double kill comes out.
Swayz is unleashing his will upon this map. Camouflage soon to run out, but there's a QT waiting in the corner if he so decides to move over. So far, just getting information for his team. He's gonna spot that player over towards top mid, and you see the ball react because of it. Plasma gonna throw it off early, but this isn't a for sure done deal for Alpha. They still have to find this kill.
Well, Swayz no more ammo, but even prepares himself to play that snipe off the map, and now it's the first break for Alpha Esports. Mindfreak will take some ball control on the tower side, and it's up to Mindfreak to make this break happen.
Ball dropped. Ball out of bounds.
Lots of that ball off, and Mindfreak, a couple times now we've seen them for this reset. They're very fast and efficient at finding this break on this tower setup. They've played their processes and, well, taken a little bit of a swim.
Goodbye.
Mindfreak gonna have a struggle to get back towards this ball. The one thing going for Alpha Esports though, right? They played that ball early on tower. They're also quick to rotate out of A. This is a team that's playing very fast, which is a bit surprising after what we saw in game 2.
Yeah, that Slayer slowed down the game a lot. Now you see that pace quicken just a bit. Still a 10-point lead here for the side of Mindfreak, but that will go away very, very shortly here as Alpha Esports have that control, and they had 3 dead momentarily as well.
Ball drop.
You got one player towards Nest for Mindfreak that's trying to give information to their team. Here comes the fight. It will be won. That's Scoobmeistr winning the outside, but the real fight's going to be happening towards these screens. Camouflage is up. All the players of Alpha are around this ball, but he's had no contest for Camouflage. It's going to be Swayz that gets away, and with a couple kills coming in from the feed, Wryce puts them down. Alpha Esports, they see themselves 4 down for just a brief moment, and this is tough for Leuor because he has to really hold back off his spawn. This is dangerous. Notice how they're going down. Alpha is going down as the last player respawns. This is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, you've got to understand when to slow down the pace of the game. Like you said, pressing that back button, very important. Not every time players are going to catch that kill feed out of their peripheral vision. Beautiful shots by Swayz. The second time he's had the snipe in his hands, and that's a double kill with the 2 bullets. We'll have 6 left to work with here. 2 down for the side of Alpha Esports. Make that 3 down, and you're seeing what a break can do for a team. Mindfreak look very different here coming to this reset.
They have just been enforcing their will on this map so far. Sway's been a big part of that double positive, and the player having that sniper in his possession.
They're getting loud over there on the side of Mindfreak too. You can hear it, and again, it's very important to do so. You gotta jolt your team with as much energy as possible. Finally, Alpha Esports, though, have a bit of a rotation on that A side. QT coming up very shortly as well. Snipe still in the hands of Drift.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
Way back, Alpha chunking away at this. This is a big run to start this round by Mindfreak, but Alpha quickly finding their way back into this.
There's the push on that rat tunnel. He's gonna back that player off with a shot. They'll push on the window side as well, and that's a great push out of the side of Mindfreak. They will go 2 down, make that Alpha 3 down. Mindfreak successful push. They won't take care of the QT player, but they need to push him so those spawns don't happen. It looks like they do happen on that Brute side.
That could be a double dilemma that Mindfreak just is not prepared for, having that push happen over on the dummy side while expanding out and trying to find that player at green. It's a tough situation for them to try to survive, and Scoob does his best, but it's just damage that goes down. No kills swing their way, and Alpha remain 4 strong.
On board with Swayz now. You see the push coming through here from that big door side, and got a little bit of a setup here on the A side. Alpha does. There's also a player on that nest bridge as well, being just a pesty player, and he's going to get taken out, which is a good call to make.
The 3rd camouflage that Mindfreak's going to be able to get possession of. Alpha have just not been able to stop this reign of terror. Mindfreak have just out-rotated and have been able to outplay them simply when it comes to getting this utility. Camouflage has been the big difference maker so far in this game.
Oh, they look locked in. Beautiful shots at the bottom center of the map. That does make it through towards the bottom, and honestly, it takes the attention away from the Camo player, but Leuor, as the last player alive, gonna get a couple of kills there. He will get taken out finally.
That's nifty from Scoob. That was a nade that was sitting on the ground next to Leuor. He shoots it, mouse and keyboard, has that precision. Able to find that kill, and well, Alpha, it's a desperate push. They have to fly through to try to get these kills. Mindfreak drops the ball momentarily, saying, hey, we'll get these kills. If we get you 4 down, we guarantee the game.
It is 2 down now. Make that 3. It's Acid, the last player alive, trying to shoot the nades himself. Gets a massive double there. 3 down for Mindfreak.
I love the play from Acid. He's pre-firing at those nades on the pad. Yeah, he doesn't get that remote detonation, but he was ready for that push, and it shows that punch might have just been enough to save this first round.
Scoob's looking for a way in here. His teammates are not there. He does get the snipe from his teammate though. Cleans up that body shot. Puts in a ton of bad damage as well. The nade damage comes out. That's a kill, and it's 3 down for Alpha. Make that all 4 dead. That's the first round for Mindfreak.
1 round in. The voices get a bit loud for Mindfreak. They understood that the job is halfway done. Just 1 more round. Swayz, so impressive with a sniper this time around. Expect to see him have that thing glued to his hands. He's been having a fantastic performance, 15 kills, and he's been leading that slaying responsibility for his team.
Sal reverse sweep starts right here. You got to win this game. They won that first round. Let's see if they can continue on. It's going to be Swayz once again with that snipe in his hands, like you just mentioned, but unfortunately, it's 3 down for the side of Mindfreak. Scoob does get a double as the last player alive, which will slow things down, and that's very impressive because that camo is coming up.
First time Alpha's really had a chance to fight for this camouflage, but Mindfreak well set up, and Mindfreak wait for Alpha to make the mistake. 3 go down. Drift's position is known, and honestly, Scoob pops that camo right away. I think there's an argument to be made that Scoob could have held that camouflage for another 5-10 seconds to try to maximize a bit more value from it.
Enemy has the ball.
Well, you see those spawns do come out into B. I don't see a rotation through, though, towards the Brute side. Maybe waiting for the spawns, but it's going to be Scoob on the mouse and keyboard with that snipe in his hands, trying to make something happen. The body shot is good. Basically in a 1v2 right now. Can he survive? No. Gets taken out pretty quickly there, and that'll be the first kill and may allow Alpha to push through.
Great work by Alpha not to get caught up in that moment and try to trade out with Scoob instead. Wait for the teammate, get the damage, and stay alive. Your life much more valuable than any kill on the map.
That repulse spawned at a perfect time. Helped Mindfreak get out of dodge there. Lots of repulses and nades coming through. It is 2 down for each side, but 3 down go Alpha Esports. Acid, the last player alive. He's on your screen right now, and it's going to be Mindfreak who milk a bit of time here. Those spawns should happen on B.
Alpha have quick access, but that doesn't necessarily mean this ball is just going to be able to go in their possession. They still have to do the work of getting these slays. Great positioning from Acid, gets lots of damage. They're able to find 3 down. Wryce forced to play, and he's not going to be able to find any value. Brilliant collapse. Love how they played their process. It wasn't about just getting into the first engagement. Found players with their back towards them. Once you got that extra damage in, the job was done.
Well, it's Alpha now catching up to the score here. It's a 1v1 you don't like to see, but it is a trade out. Which is better than nothing at this point. And now you see Scoob does go down as well. Plasma on your screen now. They're trying to find this player inside of B, but look how difficult of a kill he's making himself. Teammate also spawned on the Bud side. He comes through. He's got the QT to work with. This strafe's good, but not good enough. Plasma takes him out.
Plasma's working quickly to try to get the help of Scoob, but Scoob ends up not needing it, winning his fight, securing their spawns. Damage is in, and Scoob's been just a mop, cleaning up all the leftover damage for his team.
It's unfortunate right there. Tries to get the beat down, gets repulsed away. He'll take the damage from the wall as well. Sniper's up 2, and Plasma, the last player alive. On the side of Mindfreak, and Acid's got that camo to work with as well. It'll be Alpha Esports with all the toys to work with here.
Close to that ball instead. Another fight for position. Drift able to get the damage in, but there's no one right there quick enough to clean it up. And a couple times now, Scoob has lived in important moments, is able to pull that sniper back for his team, and there's plenty of ammo. I'm surprised at how aggressive Scoob is here. With how much ammo he has, you almost want to see that sniper in the back lines.
Yeah, normally on the mouse and keyboard, you use that sniper as a shotgun, but right there, it wasn't very good. 4 down on the side of Alpha Esports. It'll be Mindfreak that pick up that ball pretty quickly, make sure to maximize that time, and get towards that top tower position. Now they've got to fend off the spawns on the B side.
Need to identify these spawns quickly. Scoob was over at Ness. He got quickly overwhelmed, and unfortunately for Mindfreak, there was no cohesion to those players on the perimeter. The middle player is not quite able to help them right away, and it looked like a fantastic opportunity for Mindfreak with 4 players down, position at tower, turns into one of the quickest smash and grabs from Alpha. They instantly got 2 kills, throw that ball off map, and reset themselves.
Yeah, it seems like time and time again, the setup of Mindfreak is paper thin. It's broken through so quickly. You see right here, it's going to be Scoob, the last player alive once again, evens the odds, gets a kill, slows down the enemy team, even gets his teammates spawn onto A. I believe they get split spawns onto C as well, so it's going to be a fight to the finish here on the A side of the map.
Oh, fantastic work. It's the 1v2. He's able to get 1 and plenty of damage on the second. The teammates are coming in to clean up Swayz. 24 kills for his team thus far. He's trying to lead through those slays, and he's on the front lines ready to battle.
He's trying to maybe rotate that ball towards bottom middle, but ends up in a fight versus 2. It's 3 down once again for Alpha Esports, and at a perfect time as well with that camo coming up. Noble's the only one in position to stop Mindfreak from getting yet another camo. With all of those camo pickups, they're only up by 4 points.
And Scoobmeistr, they got away with it, I believe. 351 for the side of Mindfreak. He'll have the freedom to move upon this map. Quickly shut down though, caught out. And setups from Mindfreak just need to be a bit better. It's multiple times now where we've seen them have pure numbers advantage, are able to set themselves up, but get ran through as if there's nothing there to stop Alpha.
It's just a positioning thing, right? You got to isolate yourself from multiple players. You can't expose yourself to 2 players at once. That team shot becomes so easy at that point, but 1 minute's all that's left. Mindfreak already have a round if you're just joining us here on the stream, but we're looking to close out this one as well and potentially start that reverse sweep in action once again. It's Acid with the snipe this time. Gonna whiff a couple shots there, and it's Mindfreak to get a bit of ball time while Alpha are 3 down.
Answered them from top middle, and makes Mindfreak cautious. Alpha, they've had great success at finding these breaks. That cannot change here. Die early, this is going to become a much easier game for Mindfreak to finish.
First person to facilitate this break is Acid with this snipe, but gets 1 assist. There's a second kill on the kill feed. Now that ball is played. It's 3 down for Mindfreak. There's the break that you were looking for, and with only 41 seconds left in this round, very important they're able to get that kill. Great QT as well by Leuor. He'll clean up that kill, and Alpha Esports starting to catch up.
Alpha's great response there was capitalizing off damage. So often you're relying on that sniper. People think they need to get the first kill with the sniper. No, it's just getting that damage necessary to allow your team to push forward. Once he hit that body shot, you saw them all spring into action. 3 players collapsed, but Alpha Esports' weak point in the second round have been the ball resets. They really haven't won much in the neutral game, and well, Mindfreak, they keep accumulating time. Swayz getting his first chance with the ball. He's been slaying so proficiently for his team, but now just 15 seconds away for Mindfreak to push this to a game 4.
2 dead on each side. Swayz rotating that ball towards the bottom center of the map, and nothing better than that. It's essentially playing the ball, but some beautiful shots by Leuor take him out. 86 to 68 here. Mindfreak with a massive nade. They'll rotate that ball out, and this could be all the rest of the time if they can fend off this last push.
Slowing them down. Scoob understands the push is coming. Can he get the time necessary? Throws it off, but Mindfreak are well positioned for this play. They have the numbers. Alpha gets there first. There's only 5 seconds of neutral time. They cannot drop this ball. It gets sent off the map. We're going to game 4.
Wow, a beautiful job by Mindfreak. A little bit of a pop-up there, but understanding there's still work to be done. But like you said, that reverse sweep, a potential now here for Mindfreak. And you talked about Swayz. I mean, what a massive game by him in terms of kills.
He started off that game red hot, and I think was the exact recipe that this Mindfreak team needed to create something out of nothing. They were down in and out of it. Down 0-2 in the series, losing tough games against Alpha, but this is a game that they not only won, but won in a fairly decisive manner.
Yeah.
2-0 on oddball. They were controlling their destiny for the most part, and they were doing a fantastic job at controlling the utility on the map. The amount of times that we saw them with the sniper and the camouflage versus Alpha is a real testament to their ability to track those weapons. Shout out to Looney in the back that's coaching them, and just well communicated and positioned to play those fights. There were things that we could have seen better from them, i.e. their setups. It seemed like Alpha was having a fairly easy time at breaking those, but there's a lot to take going as the positive for Mindfreak going into this game 4.
I think what impressed me the most is the break that they had, right? It was a beautiful break. It was basically Alpha on the back of green, and you know, Mindfreak had killed a couple of them, and they were trying to force that play ball and make it happen, but they sent a player towards C plat to break the player off the nest, and it was just beautiful. It was just a beautiful break, and they got ball back, they got control, and they rotated it back towards A, and that's where they got a majority of their time off of that single play. So beautiful to see. You know, we talk about their defensive, like their setups with ball, paper thin, like I said, a little bit weak, but they closed it out at the very end, and now we hop into a very volatile interference struggles.
Mindfreak, they saw this game in the last series for qualification, and it didn't go too well for them. They started off 170-0.
Wow.
And saw the game slip away from them, and
Can't let that happen again.
I'll have to try to find their solution this time around.
Well, that OS is coming up here. It is up now. First kill goes down into Alpha, and if you watched this game time before, it's, from a viewer perspective, very entertaining to watch. A lot of swings back and forth. OS, oh wow, barely doesn't fall off the map, and it's going to be picked up by the side of Mindfreak.
He said, hey, I'll take the goodie, man. It doesn't fall off the map. Let me get these extra shields real fast. And that's going to be great, because now it really allows him to get B by himself, right? He can tank out those nades. Anyone pushes him, they're not going to be able to kill him in time. And he'll be able to leave that base and help solidify the defense over at A. That overshield doing a lot more work, even though it doesn't result in many kills. It just gives you a big safety net to at least stabilize your game.
Love this play by Wryce going back towards the cap.
That's insane.
Cleans up another kill as well. Still putting damage in. Still playing his life the entire time while his teammates clean up the kills. Another player inside of A, really weak, but beautiful job by Wryce. That entire sequence was masterful.
Only on mouse and keyboard can you hit a G slide to fly forward, and in the process of, while you're traversing to A to B, wipe your reticle to the other side to check the player before you get to your destination. It's an insane performance from Wryce, and he's already getting just impactful kills for his team. Scoop trying to help out with the fight over at Tower. They want to work into A here and try to work off this AC hold. This white corner going to be pivotal to that.
It's a massive win there on the side of Alpha Esports. It's going to be 3 massive wins. It's 3 down. Scoop, last player alive, tries to make something happen once again. He gets 1, but the second one will be cleaned up by Plasma. Still a sizable lead here, but Overshield now in the hands of Alpha Esports.
I like how Mindfreak gave up on A right away. They understood that Overshield not in their possession. They are trying to at least buy time to get there, but a good play by Mindfreak is met by a better one from Drift. He gets behind both of them, doesn't waste any of his shields. Double kill for him, and back to a scoring position for Alpha. Mindfreak are just being bled dry early in this game.
3 down once again for Mindfreak. That's going to make this very scary for the side of Mindfreak because of the fact that this triple cap will be locked in. And the spawns are forced on that bunker side as well. They're checking for the carbine spawns. Those are not going to happen. One does, and that's some great awareness once again. That's that internal clock going and ticking in the head.
Well, that one spawn, it messed Alpha up. He got the damage, kept them preoccupied. I said, he has a triple dilemma. They're getting all 3 hills at once. He has to win the 1 at C. He does. Prevents Mindfreak from getting into the trip cap, but look how fast this game can change on you. A trip cap that was in for Alpha suddenly turns into full control of Mindfreak.
It's crazy too, because he knew exactly when that spawn was going to happen. He had that clock in his head. He's ready for the carbine spawn. And like you said, it threw everything for a loop. But looks like Alpha Esports once again will get control of B. They'll have C as well, and they'll continue to score. The first kill goes in, but a trade once again into Scoob. And that triple cap looking very scary here. Alpha seem in control the entirety of this game.
Mindfreak just hasn't been able to get the spacing necessary to force Alpha into one spot on the map. That's been the big difference in this game. Is Mindfreak, they often find themselves condensed in needing space, whereas Alpha, they just have free passes to travel where they need to, and well, unexpected damage is costing Mindfreak. Just players catching them off guard. And Overshield not going to be going into the hands of Mindfreak. I'm not sure if it got played off the map or not, but the trip cap is in once again. Mindfreak are in a fragile position. The game is slipping away.
That's a big kill. Leuor ends up going down. Noble goes down as well, and it's going to be 3 down for each side. But Alpha end up going 4 dead, and Wryce will pick up the pieces here with this A cap.
That's the benefit of having a trip cap, though, is you can afford to go 4 down when you have the trip. It was just Wryce left on the map, and well, he's able to get himself a hill, but that just stems the bleed. It doesn't solve their issue. They still need to find decisive slays in space on this map.
Wryce, some massive damage on the Carbine side once again. They will convert onto one of those. It will be Acid who falls first. Finally, Mindfreak starting to score here just a bit, but I mean, Alpha up 2-1 in the series. I know it's pretty obvious to see, but a 191 scoreline here for Alpha, this is getting a little bit scary.
It just feels as if Mindfreak's trying to force this game. Players getting too far forward on the map, getting caught off guard. Alpha Esports going to commit their players towards this B side. They're working on this capture. Mindfreak, instead of trying to contest over at B, they're instead going to work on a route at C, catching this player off guard. This is great positioning from Scoobmeistr to try to catch them on the rotation.
Trying to stay alive as well. Gets that kill. A nice little flick there for the cleanup. Another player drops down the sewers. He kills him as well. And hey, this is not looking like it's over just yet here, especially on this map.
This is a making lemonade out of lemon situation for Scoob. Not a great position to be in on the map, but he was able to find 2 kills, 2 important kills for his team. Mindfreak, though, still just not able to sustain these scoring efforts. This Overshield's up. This feels like a must grab for Mindfreak. And they're down numbers into this Overshield grab.
Very important Overshield grab. Scoob does get a kill. Plasma ends up falling. Wryce on that respawn. It is, of course, once again, Alpha Esports who get that Overshield. And with the double cap and with the lead this large, that Overshield is going to make things even worse. It does go away there, though.
It's 2 points a second whenever you have this 2 cap. The only way to stop the scoring, and it's 1 point a second whenever you have the 2 cap. The only way to stop it is by getting into these hills. And you see how Alpha's set up. They're trying to kill them on the rotation. They get 2 down, and those respawns, every second you're on the respawn, it's a point that goes to Alpha. Just a few ticks away from securing their pool play spot.
Yeah, Alpha are just playing phenomenal right now. They don't look like they can be stopped even with the kills that happen on the board. It's still that 2 cap that is locked in here. Lots of good shots come out from Leuor. He plays his life masterfully as well, gets C, or potentially will get C.
Stays alive. He's able to leak out towards C. And remember, he's a one-shot player being hunted by 3. And well, he survives, gets the hill for Alpha. And although there's only 1 player alive, he's making his last stand. They can't get into the hill. Alpha Esports will continue on tomorrow.
Wow, that is massive by them. A great performance the entire way. And honestly, just they played at the top of their game. They didn't get up from their seat. You know what? Maybe that's the key. Maybe that's the key. You just stay locked in. You don't get up. Stay locked into the series. They played well the entirety of that series. You know what I want to know? I want to know what you think about how they weren't able to close out that game number 3. Like, you know,
I think that map is going to haunt them. I mean, 2 times in this tournament where interference strongholds in game 4 has been the big roadblock to Mindfreak in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking for Mindfreak. But you did say to us a few hours ago that depending on the points that they have, they might be able to still be in it.
Yeah, for Worlds, they still have a chance at Worlds, right? Their tournament isn't done. Usually you get knocked out of open bracket. Right. You're just thinking about the next tournament. Instead, they have to focus on tomorrow and the stakes that come with that. I'm very curious who they potentially will be matching up against in that championship bracket, or I should say playoff bracket.
Well, you know, I was actually just checking who Alpha Gaming will be matching up against, and they're going to be landing in, if my, I say predictions, if this is correct, they're going to be in Pool A with Space Station Gaming, Sentinels, and not ITV, Ascending Baseline. That'll be the pool that they'll find themselves in. Guys, that was the last remaining spot for pools, and Alpha has taken it. Alpha's qualified, TLF, Dead Inside, and Eclipse Solar have taken the 4 spots remaining in pool play.